Okay, so Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, in dock mode at 1080p. Let's see what we get. Alright, and we are holding close to 60 here, running very smoothly, and it looks fantastic on the phone. Woohoo! We're gonna emulate some games. Alright, so I am running the latest version of Yuzu 191, which came out on January 13th. And the big news, guys, is that finally, yes, Kimchi has released a custom driver. You see it right there, Turnip Driver Revision 15, and it is compatible with Snap Dragon 3 phones. And the difference is incredible. The amount of games that are now playable is remarkable. Everything you're seeing here is tested and fully playable. Most of them playable at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second at 720p minimum. Some all the way up to 1080p. Alright, so let's start off with an absolute banger. We've got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in dock mode at 1080p. This game was not playable before when I was unable to use custom drivers, but it is very playable now. Also, just full disclosure, the custom drivers make it impossible for me to capture the footage directly off of the phone. So I'm using an app called A Power Mirror, and I can see that it is absolutely messing with the resolution here. So it may not look 1080p to you guys, but I promise you this looks incredible on my phone. Absolutely incredible. And here it is, that Breath of the Wild moment. Incredible game. Incredible game. Now, if I were to drop the resolution here down to 720p, it would still look great on my phone. And I think I could get a little bit of a more stable frame rate out of it as well. Alright, so next we're going to be taking a look at Pokémon Arceus. And you can see that I've added a 60 FPS mod along with a whole bunch of other mods. So the title of the video, of course, is it the Switch 2? Well, you'll see here that mods from the community, and I'll leave a link down in the description to where you can find those, have really improved these games significantly. Now, is it gonna hold a steady 60 frames per second? No, not in my experience, but you will see, like, look at the night sky up there. Wow, that's incredible. So that's, you know, that's thanks in large part to some of the mods. NPC character models have been improved, frame rates have been improved across the board, and yeah, the game looks great, the game plays well. Alright, so where should we head to next? How about... Alright, let's see. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze Again, this is set in docked mode at 1080p. This game is absolutely incredible. One of the best 2D precision platformers of all time. An absolute great game. Now, the cutscenes, sometimes the frame rates will drop during cutscenes, but in the gameplay, yeah, it's super smooth, and this is such a fun game. Really one of the best games available on the Switch. It's really just super, yeah. This game runs incredibly. No problems whatsoever. Dock mode, 1080p, absolutely perfect. Really great game. One of the best 2D platformers ever made. And since we're on 2D platformers, let's jump over to Mario Wonder. I think 1080p might be a little ambitious for this, so I think I'm gonna drop it down to 720. Now, this game is a bit hit or miss. It has random crashes here and there, so it's not completely stable, but mostly playable. So you can see there the frame rate's kind of all over the place. This is a game that I could see really improving over time as they make adjustments to the graphic drivers and the emulator. So it's not quite there yet. It's not terrible. Yeah. I mean, it's playable. Alright, and now on to one of my absolute favorite games of all time. We've got Persona 5 Royal. What an incredible game this is. If you have not played this game before, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Even if you think that this is not your kind of game, you really kind of owe yourself to give it a shot. It's just really that special, in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna skip this cutscene so we can get into some of the gameplay here. Okay. Alright, so again, before the custom drivers, this was not playable. There was a glitch. Yeah. But now, yeah, it's smooth. So we're getting a nice clean 30 frames per second here. Okay. Oop. Alright, let's skip this and go right into the... Alright, so let's jump into this battle here. Pretty sure this guy's... Oop. I think I should have just used the standard attack on him, honestly. I think he's weak to that. Okay. Alright. So yeah, again, just such a great game. Really. Not the shortest game though, so that's one thing I will warn you. This is a standard playthrough. This game takes over 100 hours. Alright, so next we're going to be checking out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch, probably for very good reason. It's easy to pick up and play, and fun for people of all skill levels, a great party game too. But when you first load up Mario Kart 8 here on Yuzu, you're going to run into a little bit of a problem here. So let me show you when you first try playing it. You run into this screen, and there's no way of getting past this, and you have to use a hack to get around this. And I'm going to show you how this works. Alright, so I'm going to head out of here onto my desktop here. There'll be a link down in the description to this page here. It's a bit annoying, but don't worry, you can get this file for free. And once you run through the hoops and look at the little ads that they want you to look at, you will get a folder that looks like this. Save File Fix. Alright, so you can do all of this through your phone, but I just find it's going to be so much easier just to open up the phone on the desktop of your computer. So here, again, this is the root of my phone. As you can see, I've placed all of my games in a games folder that I created. So there they are there. And now I'm going to go to Android, Data. I'm going to scroll all the way down to org.yuzu.emu emulator. I'm going to open up Files, NAND. Now you need to go to the System folder, Contents, Registered. And now in this folder here, you're going to dump all of these files that you downloaded in the Save File Fix. That's 320 megabytes in size. All right. Okay, and now back on the phone, we're going to start up Mario Kart 8 once again. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll also just leave the file path in the description as well. All right. Mario Kart 8! And there we go, guys. Select a me. And away we go. And again, as I mentioned before in a previous video, the emulator, it uses shaders. So the more of it you play the game, it remembers and records those shaders. So animations, the first time that they happen, might be a little bit rough, but the more you play the game, usually the better the performance gets. Oh, going backwards here. It's been a while since I've played some Mario Kart. But yeah. So, again, the more you play this, the smoother the experience will get, but it's, it's definitely playable. Ooh, okay. Okay, and I could, lower the resolution, and maybe get a better frame rate out of this, but one thing that's a little bit strange is it doesn't seem to be using NCE, even though I have that enabled, so I may have to go into that. But anyway, Mario Kart 8, fully playable, all of the courses, all of the characters unlocked. Alright, so how about next up on the list, let's give Demon Slayer a go. Alright. Right, so looking pretty good. Seems to be holding a nice steady 30 frames per second. No problem at all. So this is kind of like an arena brawler, this game. But yeah, it apparently, I think it follows like the first season of Demon Slayer. Anyway, looks great. 1080p, dock mode, working really well. And again, this is an example of a game that just straight up did not work at all a week ago. You know, so the new custom driver by Kimchi making a huge difference here. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I'm using this Power Mirror app that's on my computer and on my phone, and it mirrors the phone right there onto my desktop, and you can kind of turn it full screen, and I've sort of cropped it out here to allow for the frame rate and for the correct aspect ratios of the games, but I don't think that I'm getting a lossless quality here in any way, shape, or form. So if it doesn't look like it's running at 1080p, I would say that that's the reason. I want to highlight before I go here a really great little indie game that I've come across recently called Thunder Ray, sort of spiritual successor to Punch-Out. There we go. Alright, so yeah, it looks great. It's really fun. Like a nice little sort of arcade boxing game. It's a smaller title, but again, these are the kinds of games that, you know, on an emulator, you're just going to get really great performance and, yeah, lots of fun. Alright, and just a quick run through of some of the games that I have on here. Star Wars Force Unleashed, lots of fun. Roots of Pacha is a Stardew Valley Animal Crossing type game. Very highly rated. Again, lots of fun. Proteus, there is a boomer shooter, first-person shooter in the style of Quake and Doom. The Pokemon Shining Pearl and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee running very well. Alan has had a lot of fun playing through Pokemon Shining Pearl. Persona 5 Tactica also working really well, and Persona 4 Arena Ultimate Max. One Piece Pirate Warriors is running fine, but the visuals just, I don't know if it's just that the game is like that. Kirby running really well. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, that's another game that Alan has had a lot of fun with. And Bulletstorm, great time. So again, the list of games that are now playable thanks to the new custom driver that's available for the system, it's incredible. It's night and day. So yeah, a super huge special thank you to Kimchi and you know, releasing all of these incredible drivers. Again, if you go to the Adreno drivers here, and over on the side you've got the 66 different releases, and these are all of the drivers that he has released. The Qualcomm drivers, these are essentially system drivers that have been ripped from different phones. If you scroll down here, you're going to find the Mesa Turnip driver the most recent one, and these are custom-made drivers that are made to work with emulation. So the ability to be able to use these is incredible. Again, there's information in these that you should probably read through, because sometimes they are maybe not compatible with your type of phone. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me for today. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down below. There's information about some of the stuff we talked about in the description. And as far as Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, that comes out this week. And I am definitely going to be playing it. It looks fantastic. And I'm also probably going to put up some footage of it playing on my Xiaomi 14 Pro. So look forward to that. If there's any other games that you have questions about, please let me know down in the description. And I will see you soon.
That's all, folks.